Hello, I've been asked this more than a few times as well. If I were to take a trip with my Nikon D750 and I had to pack light, I had to pack small, what are the lenses that I would take? After having given it considerable consideration, actually not that much, I knew the answer beforehand. What are the four lenses that on a long trip or any trip, given general use, landscape, portrait, macro, that I would take with my Nikon D750. This is really also applicable to the Nikon D810. However, one lens in specific to the Nikon D750, and there would be four. The 24 to 85 VRG mid-range zoom. It's a full-frame lens, Nikon sharpest mid-range zoom lens. The second lens would be, obviously I could pack around a 80 to 200 or 70 to 200, but on a trip I would not necessarily consider that to be the best ideal case, especially where time or weight considerations are paramount. And that would be, of course, the 70 to 300 4556 ED VR Nikkor lens, typically $300 plus mint to use, $200 and $220 mint to use on a 24 to 85. Now you're probably going to ask, why are you showing me the Nikkor 60mm rather than the Tacchina 100mm, which is your favorite lens, in general my favorite lens. Smaller, more compact, it's actually a toss-up between the two, but why would I edge out the 60mm macro Nikkor? This is the Swiss Army knife of lenses. And it's a tank just like the Tacchina. However, its focal range is such that I would prefer, where weight and size considerations are paramount, to take the 60mm macro Nikkor with me than the Tacchina, because I've got 60mm focal length and macro capability rather than the 100mm focal length. Slightly smaller. Actually, the weight is almost no different between the two, but the 60mm macro definitely edges out. Got to take a prime with you, at least one prime. You just can't take 2 or 3 zooms with you. You got to take a prime, and why not take a Swiss Army knife of lenses, which can also do macro work? I mean, just so much fun, especially when you're on a trip. It's just about an immortal sin to me, and nobody else really considers that as far as taking a macro on a trip. The fourth and final lens is, if there ever was a lens that the Nikon D750 was designed for, since the Nikon D750 is such a lightweight animal, even with the vertical grip on it like I have right now, it is this lens and absolutely no other. This is, well, it looks large, it's extremely lightweight. It's silk, sex, and sugar. I'd call that my triple S grade lens, of which there are a few. The 60mm is also a triple S lens. 24 to 85 is a triple S lens. So is the 70 to 300 and a very few others. But definitely this one, the 18 to 35 3545 G lens. Only the G. There is an earlier version of this lens. It's optically inferior. Get only the G. The only problem with this lens is that you can't snag it to use. Nobody parts with it for obvious and logical reasons. It looks large, but it is actually extremely lightweight. And when you toss this on the the Nikon D750, you just have peanut butter and jelly. You have eggs and bacon. You have it's just a match made in heaven. Let's just put it that simple. So this is almost, if you have a D750 and you don't own this lens, it's almost an immortal sin that you need to be smacked for. So I don't say that in exaggeration, but actually realistically, it is that wonderful, especially on a D750. It's so lightweight, and you have no loss in capabilities. You don't need the I have the 16 to 35, which is the VR lens, much larger, much heavier. There's nothing lacking in the 18 to 35 3545 G lens. I think $750 is the new price on it. Try finding a used one. It really is just bloody impossible. So if you got a $750, definitely consider this. So these are my 4 lenses for taking a trip. The 60mm macro Nikkor, Swiss Army knife of lenses, the 70 to 300. Obviously I could pack a 70 to 200 or an 80 to 200, but I'm not too interested in giving myself a hernia packing around that much glass on a long trip, where it's not, unless it's a photo shoot, obviously. You know, it's just a vacation. These 4 lenses would make me supremely happy in every way possible, that I would be lacking and wanting for nothing. In other words, there isn't a shot going, oh crap, I wished I brought that lens. I mean, that would not pass through my head. I mean, it really wouldn't. It might for the 20mm prime, but not really. So these are the 4 lenses for your Nikon D750. It really is applicable to your Nikon D810, and this one especially for your Nikon D750. Looks so big, yet is so lightweight. Just exquisite. You throw this thing on your D750 and it's just a match made in heaven. There is no lens finer for it as far as lightweight compatibility, and it's just, I can't describe it. Anyway, thanks for watching another video from the Tattooed Freak, the Angry Photographer, and I'll catch you later. I got a lot more videos to make, and I'm killing myself on the website. I just don't want anybody to think I'm slacking on it, because I'm not. And the front page should be up very soon. I apologize for the slight delay. I was sick for a couple days, but I'm not an excuse maker, and I keep to my promises, okay? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later.